Sushant, I want to come to the diplomatic aspect of it. Given that Canada has pointed a finger at India, the United States has a case that's ongoing on Gurpatwant Pannu as well. In light of what happened last year, does this article, and I mean in general the kind of allegations that arise out of this article, do they pose some kind of a foreign policy or a diplomatic challenge for India in your view?
Not really. It's caused a bit of a spat, but it's a classic case of the Western countries, the pot of the Western countries calling the Indian kettle black. Frankly speaking, it's not as though these are guys who've never carried out some kinds of operations in other countries. The Americans are notorious for it. Even Trudeau's father carried out some operations in France and then, was caught with his hand in the till. But the point is, what is the evidence that the Canadians have produced on the Pannu killing?
Yeah.
Somebody please tell us. Now, every time this clown comes on television, Trudeau, he comes and keeps talking about the Pannu killing and Canada is a rule of kind of rule of law exists in Canada. But somebody should ask him, what is the evidence you have produced? Nothing whatsoever. Even the stuff which is there in the American courts is very flimsy as of now, right? There is no solid, unimpeachable kind of evidence. And then these leaks here and there. But that is as far as, the Western world is concerned.
Yeah.
But some the Western world should also ask that the FATF had booked the Pakistanis for harboring these terrorists and giving them a free hand.
Indeed.
Pakistanis booked Hafiz Saeed and claimed that we have put him in jail for 15 years. When that bomb blast which you mentioned in your report, Shiv, happened, it turned out that Hafiz Saeed was not in jail, he was living in his house.
Correct.
Why was somebody asking the Pakistanis that how is a jailed man living in his house? But, the bizarreness, and as far as these fellows are concerned, the Pakistanis have latched on to Canadian quote-unquote credible allegations, whatever that means. It's an oxymoron if you ask me.
Yeah.
But they have lashed it on because they thought, okay, fine. Now, we can also wash our clothes in this particular soap water, which the Canadians have produced. So that is why they are spreading this kind of nonsense. But somebody should ask them that there have been cases, and I wonder if this Guardian journalist, who's clearly quite a trashy journalist, why has the Guardian newspaper not investigated a story which comes out of Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, of a character who's paid by the ISI to travel to Netherlands to kill a Pakistani dissident,
Good question.
Caught in red-handed, is then prosecuted and is gone into jail for 25 years. Why has the Guardian not bothered to ever investigate that story and come out with who has been responsible for these kind of extraterritorial, extrajudicial killings, whether in Sweden, where Baloch activists have been killed, or in Canada, in Toronto, where a Baloch activist has been killed? What about that? What about the admission of Musharraf in a television interview where he says, yes, we will go and we are going to go and we are actually killing, anti-Pakistan or Pakistani dissidents outside Pakistan.
Absolutely.
He is admitted that on record. I don't think anybody in India has said that. In India, people keep saying, because we like to, thump our chest all the time.
True.
We keep saying, should be doing this. And I completely agree. We should be doing it. But please, somebody tell me, actually, have we done it or have we not done it? I would give them a Bharat Ratna if they've done it. If they've kind of operations which the Guardian accuses them of carrying out, then world's number one agency is not ISI, it's RAW.
It's RAW, yeah. Last word to you. I just have a couple of minutes left, Ambassador Dogra. India has called this article false and malicious. Does it end there? I mean, do you think that there's going to be more from where this came from, especially since it's election season?
Well, knowing the kind of stuff that she writes, I don't think she's going to give up. She might lie low for a little while, maybe.
Not just her, I mean in the press in general.
In the press in general, I think we can expect some more. International press and their sympathizers wherever they are. They have some kind of a love-hate relationship with India.
Yeah.
Whether it's journalists or politicians outside, they feel that India is important, but India should not stray from the lines and boundaries drawn by them. Now, that cannot happen. India is too big a country and too responsible a country to follow someone's command. So, we should not expect anything from a journalist like her. But at the same time, we should not overemphasize the effect of her writings.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Sushant, you had your finger up. 15 seconds left on the show. Yes, last word.
I just wanted to make a tiny correction to what Ambassador Dogra said. Look, this bunch of the Western media, which is white, racist, quote unquote liberal, they don't have a love-hate relationship with India. They have a hate-hate relationship with the Hindus of India, just because they are trying to assert themselves and they're trying to rediscover their heritage. They have nothing but undiluted hate, and these are nothing but white Christian racists who operate under this very liberal kind of rubric. But at the end of the day, we know where they are coming from.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Ambassador Dogra, Sushant Sareen. Always a pleasure helping us decode this Guardian article, which is still resonating, at least on social media. We'll have to see if the government does anything more about it. Thank you, gentlemen.